Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tastemaker's Palette here with another review. Back at it again. Um, Here to kind of give you a little something different. Um, this is less of a new item review than just kind of a general kind of style review. There will be some new items included here, but just want to review headwear. Headwear is important, and you know, me, being kind of an older fashion kind of guy, I've seen the fashion game come almost 360. Like they say, time repeats itself. So everything always comes back to something that was that once was. I'm seeing that, but I am kind of seeing it with different renditions. For example, like flared bootleg, pants. That I'm seeing like bootleg, boot cut rather, not bootleg as in fake, but boot cut pants. I'm seeing them so boot cut it almost represents a bell bottom. And bell bottoms were like that was a staple like in the 70s, in the 1970s. So I'm seeing fashion go through its evolution and its changes, and I love it because I'm starting to see the DNA of styles that I was born into reborn and rebooted in ways that are very where there's a lot of ingenuity there and a lot of creativity. It's kind of like the new generation is appreciating the old, but adding their spice to it. I love that. So yeah, so let's take a look at let's talk about hats first, and let's take a look at a few hats in my collection. This is probably like one, I don't know, 1/100th of my collection. Like I have so many hats, and I've been collecting hats forever. But let's talk about hats. So when I first became fashion conscious, I think the most popular hat was the snapback sports cap. And you could buy, you could rock the football teams, the baseball teams, whatever the case may be. And I think the top brand when I first started rocking hats was this brand called Game and Starter. Game and Starter were the two popular. They were kind of like the Mitchell and Nesses of the time. And the game hats had this kind of circular cookie on the front with the team's name and script going across the circle. It was just a dope, sleek style. I'm sure I could probably go online and find a game hat. Now that I've talked it up, I think I'm going to try to do that. But yeah, and I mean, that was kind of like the popular style at the time, but Game, they had obviously different types of designs of sports caps, and they represented different teams from collegiate to professional. Starter the same. Starter was the snapback hat, and it had the S and the star on the back. A starter had to get you robbed back in the days. Somebody will snatch a starter cap in a heartbeat. Starter cap, triple fat goose, 8-ball jacket, all of those things were all synonymous. Like that was your winter get up, or starter jackets. Man, it was just a great time just before Columbia's and those types of things. But I won't go down too much of a rabbit hole and take us off course. But so the sports cap has been that continued to be a staple over time. Now we're looking at new era fitted hats. And they have been in style forever since, I don't know, the 90s. And that continues to be a staple in my closet. So let's take a look at what I have let's look at the sports caps. We'll keep that category going. We'll do fitteds and snapbacks. So this is a New York Yankees hat that I got some time back. This is probably about a year old at this point. And yeah, you can tell it's a year old. Got a little bit of crud on it there. I could wipe that off put a little water on my thumb and get that off. That's no big deal. But yeah, this is the style. This is where we've evolved with fitted hats at this point. At first, the fitted hat just had the team logo on the front and then the MLB sign in the back. At one point, it didn't even have the New Era sign. It just had those two elements. And now we're in this state where there are badges and different symbols on the sides of our caps. It was just maybe 2 years ago, just maybe one symbol on the side, and now we're looking at hats that are just adorned all around the crown with different with different patches and things. So now this New York hat the patches are significant because these patches embody the character and heart of New York City. If you've ever been to New York City and you're from old New York, you know hot dog stands are with Sabre hot dogs, Knishes, they call them dirty dishwater hot dogs. Those stands, that first and foremost, there's 5 on every corner in Manhattan, and they're just a part of, those hot dogs are a part of New York City history and also baseball history. One of the first things you get when you go to a baseball game will probably be a hot dog. So that patch is commemorative of that. This is the New York City Parks Department logo. These logos are near and dear to my heart because I grew up playing basketball, playing in summer tournaments. And I mean, this is the logo stamped on every single public park in the city. And it's just near and dear to me. It's almost sentimental. Obviously, you know that New York is the Empire State. So, so we have that in script on the hat. Got your new era insignia. Got the Brooklyn Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge connects Brooklyn to Manhattan. The Big Apple. And then this is a representation of the Yankee Stadium inaugural season, which was in '09. I had to look at that because a lot of those patches, the Yankees are such a decorated team. When they have their hat patches, a lot of the times I don't even remember what type of championship or whatever was going on. I mean, I'm from this town, and this is probably one of the best baseball teams in franchise history. It's probably the best baseball team in franchise history. Forgive me if I'm missing analytics. I'm not an analytics guy when it comes to sports. I'm more of a person who admires the sport from being an athlete, and just seeing what physical capabilities players have and how teams play together. But so if I'm wrong about that statistically, please forgive me on that, and pardon me. But just generally speaking, from a pride standpoint, I'm gonna say it hands down, the best baseball team in franchise history. So moving right along, that's our fitted hat. That's our most current style fitted hat with the adorned embroidery all around it and badges. Let's take a look at another brand. That was New Era. So I've reviewed this hat before. You could check my hat reviews, but we gotta throw 47 brand in the conversation. This is a dope hat, and this is a resurrection of an old style hat with a rope across the front. I had one of these when I was a kid, and I loved it. This is Brooklyn Nets, moving on to basketball. Again, that same style. There's gotta always be something on the side of your hat nowadays. It wasn't always like that. It was just the hat. You know what I mean? The hat and the team on the front. But got the Brooklyn Nets insignia on the side. This is a snapback versus a fitted. This is a wonderful, wonderful hat. Love that. So I've got another one. This is one that you've been waiting for here. So I haven't worn this one yet, but this is where baseball hats have truly evolved. And so there's a lot of crummy baseball hats out there with all types of crazy decoration and all type of thing on there that is just, it's too much. This one, I personally feel is set apart, number one, because the adornment that you're seeing has to do with the construction of it. This is a tapestry hat with a floral pattern. And not everybody has had the luxury of walking into a New York City house and sitting on a couch that was upholstered with the same kind of fabric. So essentially, this is like a couch pattern hat, but it's kind of, I don't know, the tapestry itself, it says a lot to turn this into a hat and to create a hat of this magnitude using the tapestry method. New York Yankees, New Era, produced by Kith. All right, so we know what time it is. Kith is, I gotta take this little loose hair off. Kith is, they recently have been used for the New York Knicks uniforms. So they've got like a series of jackets and shorts and tees that are just dope. But Kith is it is a boutique originally out of New York, I believe, that they sold high-end luxury streetwear, and then they kind of offshot their own urban brand, which is very successful, and rightfully so, because Kith stuff is tough. I mean, you see a lot of hip hop artists wearing it. You see a lot of notable celebrities wearing it. And again, you know, I always hit you with this disclosure when I speak that kind of language. I am not about following influencers, but I do respect when you know, when you see a certain pattern of influencers wearing clothes. You can tell the difference between when an influencer is kind of sponsoring a brand versus where, you know, these guys are wearing these clothes because they truly feel like it's stylish to them. So Kith is definitely one of those urban brands who is able to successfully launch their own brand behind their boutique and still maintain and balance both. You know, Kith is definitely relevant. So yeah, love this hat. Can't wait to wear it. Got quite a few things that I'll be looking to wear it with. So now those are the fitted hats. Now let's move on to a different style of hat. You cannot have hats without the 5-panel. Now the 5-panel hat is this style hat. So let's take a look. Got the big panel in the front, 2, 3 hemisphere, and then 4, 5, right? And it's just kind of this kind of safari style looking hat that's been around forever. 5 panels this is kind of like backpack wrapper style. Obviously you can't put a 5-panel hat in that kind of box just for backpack wrappers, but it's that backpacker style. That's what comes to mind. This is a Stone Island nylon metal hat in 5-panel. And it's just a dope hat. You have to have, these are must-have styles in your hat arsenal if you want to be able to switch it up and be versatile. So you got your 5-panel. Let's hit them with the dad hat. All right. So I'm going to be introducing a new urban brand here. This brand here is called Pleasures. To be honest with you, I really was drawn to this hat out of the Pleasures lineup. They're an urban brand and they're kind of a niche urban brand. You know, it's kind of like that dark, esoteric kind of brand. They make good stuff, and they have, like I said, it's kind of like that esoteric undertone. So for people who are thinking in that manner and who are, you know, thinking outside of the matrix to that degree, or, you know, along the lines of what they represent, this brand is going to be a dope brand. They've got a lot of Playboy stuff as well, the bunny style stuff. But this was a dope hat. This Do Not Disturb with the Pleasures logo across the front of the bill. I thought it was dope. I actually got it in 2 colors. I got the black one on right now. But 2 dope hats. I actually got these for 24 and 35 bucks. But it's a good brand. Check it out. You know, New York, I believe it's a New York based brand. I could be incorrect on that, but definitely a new urban brand on the scene. So those are your dad hats. Those are 2 nylon ones. Now, you got to be able to dress it up a little bit, right? So here we have your fedora, classic fedora. This is by the granddaddy godfather brand, Goorin Brothers. All right. Goorin Brothers and Brixton are the 2 kind of staple hat brands when I think about fedoras, trilbies, like those kind of top hats that you wear when you're dressing and going out. But Goorin Brothers makes an excellent kind of high, but more mid-range price fedora. Now, Nick Fouquet, that's the high end, one of the high end fedora brands. Those are the brands that you see like D.L. Hughley wearing with the matches and the cards and things like that in them. I aspire to snatch one of those up in the near future. But right now, I am rocking with this Dean the Butcher Goorin Brothers fedora, which is dope. And the Goorin Brothers logo is the castle. You see that with the ribbon on the side of the fedora. I mean, just a good look, if you're going somewhere where you're being a little bit more dressy. All right. So now here is another top hat, but a different style. This is what they call a trilby. All right. And so I bring this one in the mix because this is a more, if you want to kind of be in between and have the dressy look, but still be dressed down. Here's a denim trilby by G-Star. And I mean, this is just a dope trilby. Denim, it's something about denim. When you take something that's dressy and you create it in denim, it just adds such a sick, stylish layer to it. So that's what drew me to this particular hat. But again, trilby style, dope top hat. I've had this for a long time, really long time. So again, like I said, some of these hats are new. Some of these hats are ages old. Now let's step to the driver hat. You know what time it is with this. I would say this is an all-American style because it is kind of an older style hat, but I believe these style hats were like originated in like either England or Ireland or something like that. But here's another example of just taking like a camo pattern and putting it on a hat that doesn't necessarily jive with camouflage. Just dope duck-bill driver hat. This is Supreme. This is an old hat. I've had this hat for over 10 years. I mean, this is a grail for me. So really love this hat. Gets a lot of compliments when I rock it. All right. Here's another driver hat that I have. And this is a Woolrich and Supreme mashup from over 10 years ago. This may be upwards to 15 years ago. Dope hat, kind of the Sherlock Holmes style driver. Got your straps on the top. Just super duper dope. When you got your top coat on, you throw this on to give your outfit a little bit more flair, a little edge of sophistication. Really love this hat. And this is Woolrich. Yeah. All right. Now you gotta have an army hat, right? If you come from where I come from, fatigues, army wear is a staple. It's a must-have. So I keep all of the classics in rotation, even old styles. This is just kind of like your standard army hat. This is also an older hat. I've had this hat for about 10 years as well. This is by RRL. You already know this is the upper echelon of Ralph Lauren's American, all-American wear brand. So you have your purple label. That's your high-end brand for your Ralph Lauren dress clothes. And RRL is the high-end Ralph Lauren brand for the all-Americana style clothes. Best construction, best styling, really pays homage to the West and kind of all-American themes. But great construction hat here, made out of the best materials, best cotton, vent holes on the side. Just a dope hat to have, switch it up, you know what I mean? Change the look up a little bit. And I've got more bucket hats, but I just snatched this one up just so I can cover the category, but you gotta have bucket hats. This is a mesh bucket hat. This is my summer bucket hat when I'm like on the beach. just so I can have a hat on but still have some ventilation. This is Stussy. I got it right, guys. I got it right. For all of those who watch my Stussy reviews, you know I keep saying Stussy. I'm stuck on it, but I got it right this time. It's Stussy. So this is my Stussy bucket hat, camo, tree camo. And, you know, you got to have a bucket hat in your arsenal, or 2 or 3 or 10, if you're me, who over collects. And here's another 5-panel. Oh, no, this is actually more of a dad. This is not 5-panel. This is a Grail Stone Island Supreme mashup. Had this for forever, man. I can't even remember when this came out. But yeah, this is kind of just, you know, it's a floral pattern, kind of it's not nylon. It's almost a plasticish kind of, not plastic. I'm tripping. What kind of material is this? Let's look at the inside. What are we? Polyamide. So this is just a man-made material. Stone Island Supreme mashup. Got the Surdy logo in there. Make sure you authenticate. We talked about the importance of authenticating in my recent Moose Knuckles video where I almost got. So make sure you authenticate. And yeah, you know, this is just a Grail, but nevertheless a different style hat, you know, to complement my gear. So there you have it. I had a couple of more. Typically when I'm going to introduce a new brand, I'm going to use a hat or a t-shirt, like if it's a new urban brand, because I don't shop in the depths of you know, certain garments when a brand is just new. But so, you know, you'll see some more hat reviews and t-shirt reviews when I'm bringing out you know, new urban brands. But I just wanted to do kind of a general hat review. And, you know, hats are important, man. They're important accessories. They change your look 100%. The right kind of hat sets you off, makes you look sharp. You know, it's just an accessory of necessity. I'm gonna coin that phrase. That was pretty dope. Came off the top of the head. Took me a minute to say it because I knew it would come out messed up if I said it wrong, but it is an accessory of necessity. So yeah, when you're you know, looking at your outfits, you know, don't forsake the good old hat. So anyway, you know, this was just a general styling review, one of my first ones. Not necessarily reviewing a brand. I appreciate you guys for watching this particular video. You know, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, comment, like. For all my viewers, all my subscribers, enjoy your day today. Keep spreading positivity. Keep doing what you do in style. One love. God bless.